Struggled in the second, but tonight, I said it, 5 of 6 now at the free throw line for Rubin.
The announcer's jinx.
Oh, I know. Atkins, no help behind, lays it in. It's an area, it's the #1 media market in the country, so I guess there's something that can be gained from having the Nets in over the Cavaliers.
Well, you look at the Nets have a marketable product in Vince Carter and Jason Kidd, so it's not like you're getting a slouch team that made it in for a better team.
Player, but shows some explosiveness when he has to.
He's deliberately athletic. He doesn't do any more than he has to do, but he certainly shows on plays like that he can get it done when he needs to.
Kobe wants Patterson again. Vujacic, Atkins, a wide open 3.
Kobe not playing. He's the best off guard in the league, but there's 5 guys on the floor. They took Michael Jordan
against either Houston, Sacramento, or Denver next weekend. And here we go from Staples Center in LA. Chucky Atkins with the ball for the Lakers. Caron Butler has been very hot of late. Over to Jermaine Jones, starting in place of the injured Lamar Odom, who's been out for a couple of weeks and won't play for the rest of the year. He's going to have shoulder surgery. Atkins back outside. Jones from three-point land and makes the first shot. A contested shot, and Vlade Divac takes the air ball. Now Vujacic, their #1 draft pick. Frank Hamlin saying they want to take a look at him last 3-4 games of the season, see what he has. And he has a pretty good shot from outside.
Top 4 teams in the West, and naturally you've got to pick up 2 more key dynamite types of players. But if you want them in the mix in the playoffs and that, and then develop a style of play over the year, heck, you can get that in a heartbeat.
And therein lies the question as Atkins drops in a 10-point game. Lakers have the ball. Kobe Bryant inbound. Bryant has 27 points today. Trying to make it 29, and he's got it.
Miss it, you're going to foul, and the game will go from 7 to 8, 9, 10. You don't want that. You want to go strong to the basket.
Lakers at one time had
and Brad worked out prior to the game. He was out in uniform here today. He had a soft cast. The hard cast has been taken off the injured left leg. Rick not explode. Them powers home.
You have to motivate a lot of guys.
We all know what Magic has done for your career, a lot of other guys' careers, but talk about the captain, Kareem, the stabling force in the middle.
Yeah, he was the foundation of this team, a quiet leader. And sometimes you can learn a lot from guys like Kareem. We knew he wasn't very vocal, but he was demonstrated what we needed to do by example on the floor. Great man and a very intelligent.
From the house.
Yeah.
Put that on cable because that's funny stuff.
Yeah, that's the sweet stuff. That's really when you get ignorant and yell at the TV and fall all down and go crazy.
Yep. And then my wife just leaves.
They start play, which they did.
Yeah, they blew the whistle. Jerry West, 14-time All-Star, averaged 27.2 points per game during the course of his career. Also coached the Lakers for 3 seasons before.
Staples Center and the Lakers were nice enough to let us bring some cameras in.
None of you guys tripped Vlade Divac or anything like the Curb Your Enthusiasm thing with Shaq, right?
No, we did not, but...
We'll talk about that during the game and the ramifications of that trade. Meanwhile, for Sacramento, Rick Adelman in the playoffs, but what's he going to try to do down the stretch now for the rest of the regular season?
Well, everything you're working on rotations, Al. 3
Weber and Rick Adelman coming in, and they went to the playoffs in each of those seasons. And now, Vlade, the question is, will this be his last year over the Lakers? Bring him back, and does he want to come back next year? Foul before Brian. If you look at a guy like Frank Hamlin, who's the Lakers' interim coach right now, who took over for Rudy Tomjanovich. And Frank's been a coach for 3.5 decades.
Offensive rebound, and Skinner has 4. Between the 2 guys, 9 offensive boards. And you say, what's the big deal? 15 is a major number.
And there's Brian, who was held score.
King and Cartwright and Chuck Robinson and Webster all on the injured list, so I was trying to be incognito.
So you went to a regular jacket and the mutton chops.
That's right.
As Brian Cook thanks.
James faces up on Brian Grant. JJ backs down to the middle. There is Kobe to sit in the lap. Rip the ball away to Atkins. Up come the Lakers. First Sonic turnover, and Caron Butler, who, as Blake mentioned, has been red hot. Wires one up and in. Lakers 2-0.
He's an old Yukon boy from
nothing but twine for Luke Ridnour on the kick out from Wilkins. Bryant comes right back, putting pressure on the defense. Slides in between a gap into the paint, jump stops, finds Atkins for three, and he drilled a three out of the corner. So Chucky comes down and he equalizes the three-pointer of Ridnour just a moment ago.
Well, this time he has to pump fake to actually get the ball back in the hole, but he's come off the bench large for the Sonics all year long, and as the season has progressed, he's gotten better and better. Obviously, that's with more minutes played, but you like the way he's progressed.
Second chance points, 9-love in favor of the Sonics. Lakers set up on a half-court, 15 to shoot. Caron Butler around the three-point perimeter, bounces to Walton, nice cut. Tierre Brown from the opposite point into the lane to the glass for the lay-in.
And I think the Sonics could
play good basketball, so I can't be mad at them, and they're winning too, so that's always makes me feel better watching that on TV.
That's right. Bobby Jones starting to be a Sonic fan. That's good. It'd be even better if they beat the Lakers tonight.
Nice high-low. Vlade up top with the ball. Kobe feeding up top, then cutting. Ridnour hits the second free throw. Kobe's got it in midcourt with three. Kobe with two. Behind the back, into the air. The follow at the buzzer. Banked it in. Kobe banks in a three-point shot. How many times have you seen it over the years? Kobe Bryant, time running down. Acrobatic.
Will it come the team to come and watch?
They were probably expecting what they're getting right now.
Right.
Lakers up by 23.
But it's just the opposite. The Lakers are going on vacation this year.
They're going to Cancun. Into the lane, which doesn't sound bad. Bryant tosses to Brown. Outside it comes to Jones. Nails the jump shot. However, Cancun does not have in the lineup now for the Lakers.
Here's corner.
Vujacic in the corner. Watches as Bryant cuts and gives it up top to Grant. Gives it back to the ball handler Vujacic for the baseline. Rotated outside of Kobe. Got another three and has a 40-plus ball game. Kobe Bryant with 42 tonight.
Off the transition game.
Jermaine Jones is checked in for the first time tonight, joining Divac, Bryant, Butler with the ball, and Atkins in the backcourt. Here is Vlade Divac, who is going up against Yao Ming. Shot clock is down to 9 for Chucky Atkins, who knifes his way in for two. Who's had a big breather here in the first half. Paget for three, and a big one it is, and the Rockets knock down their third three. He's got 11 in this second quarter for Houston.
Yeah, 13 for the game for Paget, so he's given them a huge lift off the bench when Weatherspoon got in foul trouble.
No fouls to give either way. A second is the difference between the game clock and the shot clock winding down the first half.
Got to make Kobe be a passer, make him give the ball up.
And he does. And Butler wide open for three. And the Lakers, Bryant, that sets the lineups to begin the second half. And Tracy McGrady with a floater. And picked up by Devin George.
If you're Jeff Van Gundy, you would like to see your team come out, make a little push here, discourage the Lakers. They're losing. You don't want to give them a chance to win. And here's Chucky Atkins spotting it.
Working on Jermaine Jones. Shot clock at 1 for two now. And Yao keeps it alive, but picked up by Atkins.
To describe this year, guys, fragmented.
Well, probably a pretty good word.
You know, usually a trainer has as good a handle as anybody on a team.
Chucky Atkins.
Series last year, 3 games to 1. Ryan Grant will go up against Amari Stoudemire, and Grant, who was hit with 2 quick technicals in Memphis the other night, only played 5 minutes, is getting the starting call at center, the former Sacramento King, Miami Heat. Devin George has been hurt almost all year long after having ankle surgery. This is a guy that's really been a bright spot. Caron Butler, he has been playing well as of late, and he hit it. No. And he hits the 2 free throws. The first 2 of the night for the Suns are up 19-16. Atkins picked up by Nash. They tried to set a screen on Atkins from the baseline. Got it. The line.
Well, they're just spreading the floor and going to work, and the Suns are hot, especially Q from behind that line.
So here comes Chucky Atkins, who's come back into the ball game for the Lakers, down by 14. Biggest lead of the game for the Suns. Atkins from outside.
Amari's doing on both ends, doing a good job of rebounding and distributing the ball, doing a little bit of everything for the big fella tonight.
And look who's in the game. Vlade Divac. He was activated tonight. Chris Mihm put on the injured list, the 37-year-old who He's had back surgery, only played in 8 games this year. From outside, I know you are. You're just that kind of guy. Here's Caron Butler again, and Butler is continuing. I told you to get suited up, and you wouldn't listen to me. Jake Bosco's coming to the game. Inside to Brian Cook on the bench.
Well, what happens is once you get out there and play, you get it all warmed up, and then it's time to come out. And you sit for a second or you stand for a second. It gets real stiff on you, especially this late in the season.
Tierre Brown, Devin George, Sasha Vujacic in the ball game. Luke Walton from the baseline.
A game, Pete. And that's from the guard position. That's bound to catch up with you as he's had just a series of injuries that have just basically piled up.
Now let's reset the lineups. It's Butler, Medvedenko, Cook, Vujacic, and Chucky Atkins on the floor. Grizzlies are back to their starting 5. Caron Butler, we have Battier, Wright, Cardinal, Dante Jones, and Earl Watson. Cook, he can shoot the 3. Brian Cook.
The zone right there, folks. You move the ball around the horn. You can't get it inside. You get the open shot. You take it.
Chucky Atkins with all the points for the Lakers here in the 4th. Butler got away with a little push-off against Bonzi Wells.
8 block shots and the difference to everything. As we're watching this game, what do you guys see defensively that kind of grabs you?
Well, when you watch this game, all of a sudden defensively, the Spurs, the whole scheme has changed. Why? Because Duncan is not in the lineup. So all of a sudden, things aren't going to be filtered to the big man as much. They'll try to keep everybody out around the perimeter.
Big 3-pointer there for Devin George, as we were talking, is one thing that I talked to Greg Popovich a couple of weeks ago, and he doesn't want to hear about Tim Duncan. So it kind of bugs him when the media ask about him, although that's the media's job. And then when they were in Denver last night, losing to the Nuggets, he called a timeout and actually, Pop's a little intense and
Pass Bowen because there's no hand check, there's no rule. Stop it. He said, but it's the other guys that are coming to help out, and that's Tim Duncan and company.
You're right. I mean, defense is really a team thing, and while Bowen makes it tough, if you watch right now here, everybody look at this. 3 people looking to help him out.
And that's what makes it tough. You can get by him. The other guys you got to worry about.
The Lakers haven't been that this year, so it'll be interesting to see if they're able to keep the intensity up and the production up that they've had through one half of play.
Oh, they're going to have to, but I want to digress and get back to that Golden State championship. Coach Al Allen's did a great job. Rick Barry, I tell you what, he can flat out get it done. They won a title. What a great title for the
7 on the shot clock. Tony Parker, and it's knocked away, and now the Spurs have to hurry, so that's why Bowen had to force it up. 3-point lead for San Antonio with under 3 minutes to play third quarter. And here is Caron Butler. Boy, very impressive as Butler. He has 19.
Lakers with the ball. Lakers down. Spurs up in this one. And the Lakers were up by 2 at halftime, 48-46. Now Lakers trail by 3 with the ball, minute 32 to go.
And let's see what play they're going to run, because this is
it's for Kobe. It's for Kobe. So you got to try to get the ball out of his hands, and that
double team all the way.
Oh yeah. Make someone else beat
Brian Grant pulls him with him.
And it's amazing. You look at that play. How much has changed in the NBA? That would have resulted in at least a 5-game suspension, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, he would have. Brian is a modern visiting locker room at Boston Garden.
Really? I recall
it was like a
nothing
closet.
of the sort.
It was a closet.
It was.
All will be given considerations to be the head coach. They also, of course, will possibly look elsewhere. As for Flip Saunders, I've talked to him a couple of times since he was relieved of his duties. He's enjoying the time off. A big Big Ten basketball fan, very interested in the Final Four. Not only